How's it, folks? I wanted to make a quick video about some of the mechanics that either aren't explained or easily missed. And if I don't mention any, then feel free to let me know of some of your tips in the comments down below. This video will be spoiler free, or as much as I can make it while showing off some of these methods. With that out of the way, let's get started with movement and how to avoid traps. If you click in the distance, your character will run there, but if you hold the left mouse button down while the cursor is near your character, they will walk in that direction. This should help you to avoid and discover traps without triggering them. And speaking of traps, it's a good idea to have some decent sized objects in the inventory that your character can drag out to cover vents that will prevent gas traps from filling the space. One final note on traps is that you can trigger them with a range attack if you don't feel like wasting a trap disarm kit or aren't confident in the roll of the dice. When it comes to inventory management, it is quite a mess. So there is a couple of things you can do to help sort you out. First thing, up top here, sort by when you last picked it up, by the value of the thing, by its weight, and by its type. So you can keep it all grouped up. Another nice little tip is you see these little plus signs on top of these pouches and whatnot. That means you can add stuff into it. Let's just put all our pages and books in one thing, and instead of dragging them all across separately, you can click on one, hold down shift, and click on the last group, and it will select everything in between it, and then you can just drag it across, and that clears out all of the books quite nicely. With a similar manner, you can do that, but with bodies. In order to pick up bodies, you need someone with high strength rating. So I'm just selecting Laser here, and you just right click it and pick up. Body disappears, ends up showing in the inventory. Now on top of that, let's just pick up this bucket of fish, and we can put bodies in the container. And then another thing is, you know those oil barrels and fire wine on barrels and all that? You can throw them as well. So pick those up now and then. If you go to X, and then you should see it coming up here, and then you see this grid of the area it's going to affect. And there's a nice way to set up traps for people who don't have grease spells or whatnot, or just save your spell slots. Just have your barbarian chuck barrels at people, which is always quite entertaining. And then if you do have these little containers and you do end up going overweight, don't forget, you can always just send it back to camp, and then they'll all be there for you. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about the bodies, picking up the bodies, was because of Necromancers. So for Necromancers, after every long rest, you lose your summon. So that's a nice way to keep up to stock with your cadavers. Next tip involves throwing potions. You can throw healing potions, and it's got a splash damage, and it'll affect people, everyone in the splash damage. So you could do this sort of thing to heal 3 of your companions with one chuck, instead of wasting a healing spell or spell slot for healing. Some of you may know this, but you can also use the inventory to help with your thieving ways. If you unlink your thief from the party and leave your party far away, you can send any pickpocketed or stolen goods to your companions from the inventory screen, which will allow you to deny having stolen anything and get away with it. Next, I want to talk about the environment and using it to your advantage. You all probably know about stealth attacks if you are using a rogue character, but don't forget about surprise attacks, which basically gives your characters a free turn of attacking, which you should probably use to focus down an enemy or two. Also, don't forget about your bonus actions, which allow you to disengage or shove someone off of a cliff. But one you may not know about involves having a candlestick in your inventory that acts as a permanent ability to set your weapons on fire. All you need to do is drop the candle on the ground, then use the dip weapon bonus action, and you have your weapon on fire and doing bonus fire damage. And when the fight is over, you can always pick the candle back up. Another tactic that I find particularly strong involves your wizard casting Blade of Winds in a choke point that the enemy has to make their way through. And if it is in an open area, have another character throw a void bomb that will drag any unfortunates into the spell. One last tip I want to bring up involves sneaking around as a group, with the shortcut being Shift plus C. Then you also have the choice of if you want to enter the turn-based mode or sneak slowly while trying to avoid the vision cones. If you folks have any other tips that don't involve spoilers, please let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day, take care, and cheers for now.